And we're live again, live and direct. I apologize that I came in a couple of minutes behind schedule. Apologies about that. All right, my name is Funmilola Williams. I'm the lead coach at the Informed and Reformed Teens Academy. Of course, by now you know that Informed and Reformed Teens Academy is an academy for teenage girls, where by the help of God we help you and we help your daughters transition into seamless adulthood. All right, and it's an online mentorship program. Everything we did online, and then we've been at it for a couple of years. But by the grace of God, we're getting better. We're getting better structures and all of that. So if you know someone that knows someone that has a girl, please do well. Let them enroll. We are Twitter Academy on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, all the social media handles with Twitter Academy. And then to reach us directly, you could reach us by zero and by contacting the number 07090910235. That's the number to contact directly in case you have someone that you want to enroll for questions or whatever. And then that's that about that by way of introduction. I'm glad that you're always here. I'm glad that you keep coming because you feel that there's something that it is that you can pick or two on your journey. Don't forget, it's not about perfection, it's about excellence. Yeah, I mean, it's about excellence rather, not about perfection. When the more you focus on excellence, you become perfect. That's how it works. So for times that you don't feel that you have done so well, just take it easy. Don't be too hard on yourself. But the thing is that just like about every other thing, we have to be open our minds to knowledge, our minds to wisdom when it is available. And please get a parenting community where people to hold your hands on your journey and all of that. Yeah. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about gaining the heart of your teenage girl. Don't forget the fight is for the heart of your child. I've always said that once your child, that thing that David said about give and put in me a pure heart or a clean heart or spirit or that. Once your child has a heart that is okay, 80% of your issues are over because that is what is going to propel. Don't forget the core. Our core is our heart. It's at the base of it's at the heart that we determine what is right or what is wrong or what is that we're not just going to do. So gaining that, how do you gain the heart of your teenage girl? Knowing that you're not the most influential in her life at that point, how are you gonna achieve that? That is a conversation for today. All right, and before I go on, please like this channel, subscribe, tell your friends about it, share the channel. Let us grow the community together. I like to say that if the way if it is the same way that we click, that we subscribe on all the other entertainment channels, that is the same way we subscribe on platforms that we learn from, then things would be a bit we would not be where we are right now, because it's what it means is that people tend to what it is people tend to feed pleasure more than they feed the other part of the brain that is really needed for the things that we need to do around there. So please kindly subscribe to this channel, like this channel, and we make posts, comment on it, and then tell your friends, your family that there's a parenting community where you can glean from as a teen parent. Don't forget, I am here because of your teenage girl. That's why I am here. All right, let's move. So, how do you gain the heart of your teenage girl, knowing that the teenage, I like to say, I still stand to be corrected, but most of the things that happen, most of the mistakes that happen, most of the things that we now struggle with later in life, in adulthood and everything, most of them originated from teenage. Please, if I'm wrong, I stand to be corrected. So how, and me, I've always been one about doing better. If you've listened long enough to me, you know by now that what I emphasize is doing better. Oh yeah, we did the best we could. Our parents did the best they could, but can we do better? Going forward from here, can we do better? Can we do better than our parents? Can we do better than ourselves? So that we turn out better people, better individuals, better girls that has more value at the end of the day. I was in a session with girls the other time, and one of them was saying that it's so sad that people see girls as dolls, as toys or as puppets, and it saddened my heart. And I had to have the conversation with her. That, okay, if the fact that they see they see you as so, that's a perception. It doesn't mean that that is your reality, and that is a lot. That is just one, just a sneak peek of the things that really go on in the heart of these girls. So how do you win their heart? How do you gain their heart? To be here, but don't forget, I like to liken it to the relationship that we have with our Father in heaven. He seeks to have our hearts. Why? So that He can direct That is the essence, so that he can guide us. Because he knows that once he has our heart, then we're listening to him, we're doing his bidding. And that is what it's about. So once you have the heart of your teenager, you know, your teenage girl especially, you just know for sure that there is a whole lot of headache that you're going to avoid by virtue of that. You know that you're in tune, that really your heart and the heart of your teenage girl is in sync. And how do you do this? That's what we're talking about this evening. Then you have to understand what you're up against in terms of temperament. You have to understand it. Please don't kid yourself by thinking that your teenage girl will come to you. She may not necessarily come to you. If she comes to you, is a plus. But if she doesn't come to you, what are you going to do? So you have to know what you're up against. So you have to know who you are parenting. Who are you parenting? Are you parenting a choleric child? If you're parenting a choleric teenager, please, dear parent, don't think that she will just up and say, Mom, I have a challenge. The only temperament that is prone to do that is probably your sanguine, because that is their nature. You're choleric, you're phlegmatic, you're melancholic. No, so you need to know who you are parenting. Who are you parenting? Are you parenting an open-minded child? Are you parenting a child that is free? Are you parenting a child that struggles to confide? A whole lot of things. You need to know who you are parenting. Know what you're up against. And if you're not parenting a choleric, you're expecting her to come. She's not going to come. She's not going to come. She will think, because a choleric is naturally bossy, naturally wants to be a leader, naturally wants to figure things out by themselves. But the question is, how much of life has a choleric 18 or 16 or 15 or 13 or 14-year-old experience to be able to figure out things by themselves? So you have to find out, what am I parenting? Who am I parenting? What child am I parenting? And don't be wishing that I wish that my child is like this. I wish that. No, that one that you're parenting, you have to know what you're up against. What kind of child is she? What are her triggers? What is her predominant nature? What is her predominant character? So, this thing is a thing of the heart. It's a thing of sacrifice and service. So you have to find that, you have to do the work. You have to make you have to do the work to ensure that you know who it is. So that's gonna take us to the next point. Now that you know, I have told you, a sanguine is the only one that is likely to come to you to say, Mommy, I want us to have this conversation. Your melancholy will leave you to figure it out. She would rather be moaning about in the house, or throwing whatever, or throwing tantrums, or not, or withdrawing to herself. Your phlegmatic will just, everyone comes. This one say go here, she goes. This one say goes there, she goes. And your choleric, she will want to figure it out on her own. What if it's something that's really serious? What if it's something that really needs your intervention? That is why you have to know who you're parenting. If I ask so many of us now, your children, what is their temperament? What is their love language? How do they receive love? How many of us can beat our chest and say we have the answers to these questions, and yet want to gain their heart? How are we going to do that? How do we hope to achieve that? I don't know how we want to achieve that. So please, you have to know who you're parenting. Are you parenting that systemic child? Are you parenting there's so much to know about your child, so much to know about your teenager. And how do you know them? Without not knowing, without being there, without looking, without really looking, without really opening your eyes to see. I know that we're busy. I know that the world is busy. See, I know that more than I know any other thing. But hey, these kids are here for guidance. They are here notwithstanding. What are we going to do? That little time that you make it count, can you truly seek to know them? Can you truly seek to what makes them tick? Can you? Because that is where you can say that for a fact that, okay, I'm making progress, I'm knowing my child. And it is when you know that child, it's when you have to understand you have to understand who you're up against. And God help you. If it is the bossy one that is in your house that you're parenting, God really help you. Or she'll see, because that is she's not being mean, she's not being antagonistic, that is just her nature. She's still gonna, she's just gonna like give you're gonna see the stuff you're gonna see be on head boots to even the fact that you're working to gain her heart, but she's not gonna give you that easy access. Why? Because that's how she's wired. So you know how to really break her down. How do your teenager receive love? How do they show love? What do you know of them? What's important to them? These are the things you must be taking in account, taking into consideration if you must gain their heart. Don't forget, the gaining of the heart is not to manipulate, it's not to control, it's just to guide. It's just to guide. So many teenagers are confused, and that is why they do all sort of silly stuffs. And it's as though there is no end to the silly things that a teenager can do. They're confused, they're pressured, they're worried, they're bothered, and then they hide all of that inside misbehavior. That misbehavior is a cry for something. But can you not get to that with your teenager? Can you begin to know, who am I parenting? Is she choleric? Is she phlegmatic? Is she sanguine? Is she melancholic? Then these people, who are they? Beyond knowing what they have, I mean, just know, but for temperament knowing sake, you have to find out who are these people, who are they, how do they process life. Your sanguine will tend to be very soft, very this, very that. They tend to want to, you have to find out all of these things. So that means if you have to read up on them, please read up on them. You can't be assuming, you can't be parenting by assumption no more, not in this 2024. Teenagers have a whole lot of things on their plates, a lot. I was coming back from work yesterday, and then I saw quite a few of them. This time I was talking about was around maybe 11-ish kind of time. 14-year-olds, maybe max 15-year-olds, and they're doing all sorts, and you're wondering what is going on. Where are their parents? Where are their guardians? 11-ish kind of time for a teenager. It got me worried. So, and they do all of these things because you know what they're looking for? They are looking for someone to say, hey, this is the way working it. So please, and if you don't know who a choleric is, if you don't know who a phlegmatic is, you don't know who a sanguine is, you don't know. So how are you going to gain access? You know, it's like that scripture that talks about if you want to go to the hand out of a strong man, you first of all have to bind the strong man. That's when you're going to have access. So if you don't really know what your help is, how are you going to get access to the heart? Knowing that the heart is the seat of intellect, the seat of instructions, how are you going to gain access? Dear parents, we need to buckle up. So after that, you know what you're up against. The next thing you want to do, you want to walk from the place of that understanding. So know what you're up against. Then begin to bring it up from there. Begin to, oh, okay, this is who I got on my hands. I'm just getting to know some things about my own daughter too. I said, oh, okay, that's it. Okay. So can I begin to get knowledge now? Can I begin to know how to work with this child? Can I begin to know how to help this child? But really, they are still children, just that they are transitioning. Begin to work from that. Not that you could, because you now know that, okay, this is how this child is. Then the next thing is to start, are you the, then you start going like, start saying things like, you know what, I've done my bits. You have not done your bits. You know, I've said to my daughter a lot of times, you know what, henceforth, I'm just going to leave it to yourself. The moment I say that kind of thing, I know that you have just uttered foolishness. As in, I just know, nobody will tell me that I've uttered foolishness. And I'll just, just eat my words back. What do you mean? I'm going to leave it to yourself. The child that is left to himself is going to self-destruct. That's what the scripture says. And I know I'm saying that we don't want our children self-destroying. A lot of teenagers are self-destructing. Trust me, a lot. Too many. That it's so worrisome. So please know that this thing is work. And as such, see it as such. It's work. See it as such. So begin to, now you know your child. Now you know who a full systemic child is. You know who a sensitive child is. You know who a creative child is. You know all of these things. Then you begin to work from there. And begin to be like, okay, so how do I, it's like you're trying to decode. I think that's the word I should use. So how do I begin to decode this individual in my house for the limited time I have, knowing that you have a limited time? And I think that's the scariest thing about this parenting thing that we're talking about. Your time is very limited. You don't have a lot, I like to use ourselves as examples. None of us is our parents no more. Whether we're half-baked, whether we're thorough-baked, whether we're no-baked, whatever it was, now we're figuring out life on our own. It's going to happen to your teenagers too. But can we, when they have left, can our mind be a bit like, okay, I think I tried. I'm not perfect, but I did my best. So begin to work from that. Begin to work from, okay, how do I deal? And that's what there are resources, there are materials. Please, you need to pick up, you need to learn. Please learn. It is for your child. It's for your teenage girl. You don't want them lost. So begin to work from that knowledge. Begin to work from that knowledge. That understanding that you have of who a melancholic is, of who this is, of who that is. A child that is not easily prone to opening up. So how do I begin to work with this child? You will know by creating time, even not so much of a time, but let the child know that you're available. Don't even broach topics, don't broach anything, just be there, talk, chat, gist, what's going on, what happened, this, that. Gradually, what you are doing is you are chipping at the defenses gradually. You're chipping at the defenses gradually. Before she comes to say, hey, mommy, can I have a word with you? Trust me when I say these teenagers are struggling with a lot. They are struggling with a lot. But can they trust us? Can they come to us? The next thing you have to know to gain the heart of your child, you have to lower your parenting ego. This one, I don't even know how else to say it. That thing that makes you think, you know, that because she's your child, you must be obeyed. Who says? It's called parenting ego. You have to lower it if you want to gain the heart. Don't forget, your teenagers can pretend for you. Don't even kid yourself. If that's what you want, I know they know us. They can read us. They can know when we're sincere. They can know when we're not sincere. They can read us. So your teenager knows that what you're saying, what you're just about is just so that people will call you a good parent, a perfect parent. You're just up for the shows and everything. She'll pretend to you. Then when she's out there, when she's with her friends, when she's in school, when she's where you are not, then she they are gonna know her more than you. You know, your friends, the friends of your child know your child more than you. That's it. So if you must really win their heart, you have to calm down with this ego thing. The time has gone when your teenager will say, "Mommy, this is what I'm saying." Shut up. What are you thinking? Because am I not your mother? What, your mother? You don't have to stress that comment so much again. You don't have to stress it. So they have to lower that ego, else you will never be able to meet her heart to heart. And if you're never able to meet her heart to heart, there's no way that you want to instruct. There's no way that you want to guide because you need the heart to even do that to start with. So their parents, lower that ego. You must even be humble. So parents, you need to be humble because they're going to try you. The girls there, I say, you really all try me. You really all try me. Because they will try you. They want to know. They want to push you. They want to see you at your worst. They want to know. They want to say, okay, on the worst day, what can we expect of mommy? On the worst day, what can we expect of daddy? So their parents, you need to lower that ego. It has to come down. That shoulder. Are you know I'm the mother? After I pay your school fees, after please, that's just cheap blackmail. Please stop it already. Stop it already. They didn't beg to be born. They're not here. So it's just you and I having the conversation. They didn't beg to be born. So all those things that we do, after all I've done for you, you're not listening to me. You're not. Please. He says I'm not listening to my mother. He says I'm not listening to my father. This 2020, this Gen Z, this Gen Alpha, they will wonder what you're talking about. They will wonder what you're talking about. So let's lower that ego. Let us meet them. Do you know that way that it is that you greet a child? You want to greet a toddler. You can't be greeting a toddler and then the toddler is right here. And then you are right there. And then you are greeting the toddler and say, hello. Can she connect or can he connect? It is the same way. So to really reach your teenagers, please, you need to lower your ego. All of those things I just dish out and say, that is it, my way or the highway. It's not going to help. Yes, they may conform for a while, but it's just until they leave your home. I've told you that as teenagers have told me that they can't wait to get out of their parents' house. They have told me that not once, not twice, not thrice. Have you not wondered? Have you not wondered? You see, so-called well brought, so-called, and then they get to the institutions and then they become something else entirely. Didn't you wonder what happened? The heart was not reached. Simple. The heart was not reached while they were at home. It wasn't reached. So they did all of the hypocrisy their parents wanted. They did all of the pretense their parents wanted. They did everything that their parents wanted. And then when they had opportunities to be by themselves, then they just, you're just getting to know them. Have you not seen teenagers that will go home? I mean, they will go to school and then there'll be holidays. They don't want to come back to the house because they feel stiffened. They feel all sort of things because their parents have told them too much. And the parents say, just like just like a man that is saying, just like when a man is saying, "Don't you know I'm the man of this house?" You have lost your position already. We know you don't have to say it. So the minute you start saying to your teenager, don't you know I'm your parent? Don't you know I'm your mother? I talk you listen. I talk you obey. All those things I would do. You will never connect with their heart. They might obey for that point. Don't forget, but obedience is not your goal. Obedience is not your goal in parenting. That's even another conversation for another day. Your goal is when I'm not there, what's my child gonna do? When I'm not there, will my child choose right? When I'm not there, will my child do right? That's the goal in parenting, not obey me, obey me, obey me, obey me. What is it? The laws that God gave you, how many have you obeyed? So that's why. That's why they can't wait to get out of your grasp. That's why they can't wait to get out of your home. That's why they go to school, they never bother. They have not even, they're still in schools and then that's it. The ego has to come down. To gain their heart, the ego has to come down. I've not said become mates to your teenagers. I've not said become best friends with your teenagers. I'm just saying you can't afford to be commander in chief of the armed forces of your home. You can't afford it. You're not going to gain their heart that way. And if you don't have access to their heart, trust me, you don't have access to their life. You don't have access to their heart, you don't have access to their life. The ego has to come down. There's something in my parenting academy, there's something we call humility agbada. Every day, if you need 10 years per day, you go and wear it. If you need 2 years per day, you go and wear it. If whatever yard you need, as much as you need, just go and be wearing. Because you really need to be humble to be a parent, to parent effectively. Let me change that. You need to be humble to parent effectively. To bring the ego down. Bring it down. It's not gonna help. The next thing you need to do to gain their heart. I hope you're learning something. And if you're learning something, please, I'd like to see your comment in the comment section. I know that we don't have so many live watch right now, but if you're coming back to this stream to watch again, put your learnings in the comment section. Definitely, I'll read your comments. All right. And the next thing, I said you have to be in their world and genuinely interested in it. Be in their world. Genuinely interested. Let me tell you what I used to do. Suddenly these days I realized that sometimes my daughter would just sing some songs. I'm wondering where's that one coming from? Before I used to do my eyes like this, the way I did my eyes like it now. But like, wow, where is that coming from? But later I decided to say, okay, let me even listen to what she's listening to. Let me see the attraction in this song. And by the time I will now listen, I'll be like, okay. Maybe there's a point, yeah. Or if there's no point, then we have a conversation about that. Okay, this song they are singing now. Tell me, what is this song saying? And then we have conversations and all of that. So to get in their heart, you have to be in their world and be genuinely interested. I never watch cartoons, I never watch animations, I never. But I realize that children of these days, they do want to watch it. So I'll be like, okay, hey, tell me what happened. So through them, vicariously living through them, as it were. So she said, Mommy, if you see this one, and sometimes I'm wondering what she's talking about. But you know what? That's those are my gestures, eh? So what now happened? What now happened? Thank you. What now happened? I'm genuinely interested in what she has to say. I know that we're adults. I know that adulting is hard. Trust me, I am there. I am on that table. But these kids are here. They are here. So we have to do the work. And it's just for the meantime. And if they're in their if they are in their world, they will feel it, they will know. So they are connected to you. They are connected. They are connected. Be genuinely interested. See, it's in that other that's no sort so what's it called now? That nonsense, that nonsensical whatever it is that I think that they're saying. That is when they're going to pass across the struggles, their challenges to you. That's where they're going to say it because they know that it's like when you have a friend that is genuinely interested in you. So you share about the serious things, then you share about the silly things too. It is the same. These people too, they are humans, just that they are little humans. They're not as grown as us yet, but they have every of the challenges we're having, every of the things that the things. See, I learned a long time ago that the same way you can be frustrated looking for a particular clothes that you wanted to wear, that's the same way your teenager to be frustrated if she wants to do something and she's not able to do it. Her feelings too are valid. So that's if she knows that if she wants to be, if she knows that you're really now and you're really interested. So please be in their world. Learn their languages. Trust me. So that when they're speaking codedly, you know what they are saying. And you know what? Let me tell you something. If you are in their world enough, they will not even have to speak codedly around you. That's the truth. Because they know that to be a no judgment zone. They know that even if they goof, you are there to, and you're not there to, like the law waiting to pounce on you. No, that's not your role as a parent. Your role is not for them. Is not your role is not that you're waiting for them to do something. Then you say, "I've caught you." No, that's not your role. Your role is to encourage them. So if you are truly in their world, for example, do you know the things that your teenager likes to really do? Do you do them together? Do you do them together? Oh, I do a lot of silly things, as much as time will permit. Do it. I didn't say the things that you like. Did you listen to me? I didn't say the things that you like to do because you want to gain their heart. So guide. That's the essence of gaining the heart. They'll respect you. Then you'll be able to put them aright. So it's there's something they really like to do. My daughter likes flowers, and I'm wondering what is this for God's sake. And when she said, "Mommy, come and smell it," that means I'll carry it and smell. I said, even though when I'm not perceiving anything, I say, oh, it really smells nice. I say, yes, mommy. That on serious thing, something serious will come up. Don't forget, this is not that so that when something happens, no, we're just saying in case there is a need for them to talk to you, they're coming straight, they're not going to friends, because so many wrong friends. I was still in a session with the girls today, and those are part of the struggles that they're having, the pressure to want to listen to their friends more than their parents. So when I say these things are real, it is what I see because of the work I do. So be in their world, be genuinely interested. My daughter taught me how to play. I didn't know, I'm not a puzzle person, but she taught me how to play puzzles. Now we paint together, we do a lot of things together. I can't even count. Things that ordinarily I would never see myself dancing around chairs, But this parenting will just make you do things. So, dear parents, I beg you, be in their life, be in their world, be in their world. That's fantasy world. Be there. When you have opportunity, when your schedule allows it, do things together that they love. Not what you love, what they love. The more you do that, you're gaining access to their hearts. It is towards a goal to access the heart. Then the next thing that you're going to do to gain their heart, you're going to adopt the style of God. Ha, yeah, yeah. Adopt the style of God. What is the style of God? Pursuing after them. Pursue after your teenager. Pursue after them. In the place of prayers, in the place of loving, pursue after them. Just the way God is pursuing us. The way we say goodness and mercies are running after us. God is always pursuing us with his goodness. That's the same way. Why? So that he can gain ascendance in our hearts. So that he can guide us. He's not pursuing us to come and take us captive. So you're not pursuing your teenagers to take them captive either. You're pursuing them to gain their hearts so you can guide them into fulfillment of purpose. That is your role in their life. And that's when you're really the patriarch parent. Adopt the style of God. How does God do? If you don't know, go and search the scriptures. See, okay, let me give you an expo. Check the Israelites. Check the Israelites. God kept pursuing them. God will be angry, oh, he'll be angry, he'll be angry, he'll be angry, he'll be angry, he'll be angry. Before you know it, he has sent a prophet. Am I wrong? I'm not a Bible scholar, but I'm a Bible student. God will be angry, oh, they have done something. He will punish them. He will say, he will this, he will that. Before you know it, he will not leave them alone. He will not leave them alone. He will send another prophet. So don't give up on your teenager. That is what I am saying to you. Don't give up on them. Pursue after them. Yes, I know that they are giving attitude. They are giving negative behavior. Pursue after them. Don't give up on them. God will send, God will use plenty parable. He will just keep pursuing after the Israelites. And the way he pursues after them, when he was at the peak, he now still sent Jesus to pursue. The Bible says that Jesus Christ, God was in Christ, reconciling the whole world unto himself, not imputing their treasures against them. I'm not even going to preach. I'm not even preaching. I'm just trying to tell you how God pursues after us. Until today, he is still pursuing after us. Same thing you got to do for your kids. As I was praying for this class, this thing hits me differently, in a different level of revelation. Don't give up on them. Don't say, oh, she cannot change. What are you talking about? Then you have not loved the child enough. Whatever your child is struggling with, don't ever find yourself saying, no, he cannot change. You've not loved the child enough. You've not loved the child enough. You've not loved the child enough. So adopt the style of God, the way God doesn't give up on us. Do you know how many prophets God sent to the Israelites? Do you know? When he saw that, that style of sending Moses with the tablets of commandments, when he saw that it was going to be grievous, they were not going to just cope. They were not going to cope. Last, what did he do? He sent Jesus. Why? Why did you think? Why? He said the why in Jeremiah now. That out of stone, so that I can replace it after I've truly connected with you. Come on, that's your duty too. I will call God our Heavenly Father, yeah? So if he's our Heavenly Father, let's check it. Let's do his style. So do the style of God and see whether really it's enough to. I know they exasperate us. Oh, mine exasperates me. Sometimes I say the things you do, the things you really do, and I have like, so I am on the table with you. But the things we do to God, so does he give up on us? No. Instead of giving up, he sent Jesus. And now that same Jesus, what the scripture says he's doing? So he's still interceding to God for the saints. So pursue after your teenagers. I hope you're learning something. How many have we spoken about? I talked about understand what you're up against. I talked about work from that place of understanding. I talked about you lowering your parenting ego. I talked about you being in the world and genuinely interested in it. And the next thing I talked about is adopt the style of God. Pursue after them. Pursue after your teenagers. Don't give up on them. By all means, pursue. There are times that I'll be so furious with my daughter. I'll be like, oh, I'm not going to say anything. That thing, that who will not start throwing tantrum like them. Who's on that table? I am on that table. I will be like, I'm just going to avoid you. And the guy's gonna be like, duh, what's going on there? You know? Can we pursue our teenagers? Can we not give up on them? The way God pursues after us every day. All right. The next thing, I said, be relational and sincere. This is very, very important. To gain the heart of your teenager, you need to be relational. How do I mean? Relationship. And please, to not be, if you're going to play the insincerity card, don't play it with your teenagers. You will lose them. Don't play the hypocrisy card. You will lose them. Let them know that let them know that this is you. Not you are you to them like this, and then when you enter your room, then you are you to them like this. You're confusing them. And they're never ever gonna take you serious. And if they are the ones that really audacious, they will call you out. They will call you out. So their parents, be relational. Some of us were so wrapped up in our disappointments, we're so wrapped up in our struggles, we're so wrapped up in our lives, and we're so wrapped up with all of the things that we are wrapped up. So much so that what is right before our eyes, our teenagers right before us, we're not seeing them. We're not seeing them. Be relational. Let them be able to approach you. Even on your worst days, trust me. Be relational. Let them know that let them feel that sense of friend. Who wants to go to someone that is not feeling, you're not feeling, what's the word now? Wait, nobody. Okay, let me give you an example. Then you call someone that you call your friend now. Then you say hello, and then she goes like hello, then she goes like hi, and then she goes mute on you. Say, are you still there? And then he goes, yeah, yeah. What are you gonna do? You're gonna end the conversation. You're gonna end the conversation. It is the same way. Because when you feel that the person is not relating with you, it is the same way. These things are the same thing, the same principles. Be sincere. Don't be two-faced. How do I mean by this? You are the one telling them. You're telling them that no, this is not right. Then somewhere, because you feel that you are the adult, you feel that you have the right to go and do that thing that you have told them is not right. That is you being so insincere and so hypocritical. You can never gain hearts like that. You've told them that this is wrong. Then because you feel that adults, almighty adults, who will check me, who will correct me, who will talk to me. After all, I'm the adult. Then you go back to go and do that thing that you have said is wrong. Come on. That's been two-faced. That's been hypocritical. That's been insincere. You are not gonna gain them that way. And when they find out, you would lose them. And even when they're not doing what is really, really dangerous, they will look at you, and they're gonna have legal grounds against you, if you know what I mean. They're gonna have legal, and you know what? There's a way this thing plays out. You think that they will not know, but somehow, they will find out in the most unbelievable ways possible. They will find out, and they will see for who you truly are. So be relational. Be relational. Let them know that they can talk to you. Let them know that even if they can't talk to you at that time, they can always come back to you. And if you're really having a really rough time, you could be like, you know what? Can you give me a couple of, for me to just. That's why we keep saying that our emotions have to be in check. We have to know where we are. We have to know our state of mind part time. Because we can't afford to just let ourselves just, I know left to us, if we didn't have kids, most of us are like, oh man, I'm just done with this adulting of a thing. But here we are, we have to keep moving. So dear parents, be relational. Be sincere. Don't be caught doing the things that you have told is wrong. Yeah, you know what you have told them is wrong. So don't be caught. Whatever you have told them is wrong, it's really wrong. So don't be in that shoe. Don't wear that same shoe that you told them is bad to wear. Because they will find out when you do not expect and they will use it against you. That's how they are. They will manipulate you with it, they will undo with it, and you will lose your standing with them. You will. All right. So the next thing we need to learn to win the to gain the heart of a teenager, you should know when to insist on boundaries. Please, I can end this class on this. Teenagers will try you. If you're watching live right now, you're here, I want you to chat. Teenagers try you. Trust me, they will try you. But to gain their hearts, and are you aware that they're not looking, your teenager doesn't need a body. She has bodies already in school, she has friends in school already. Your teenager needs a parent. And what do parents do? Parents insist when they need to insist. Insist when you need to insist. Insist when you need to insist. They will try you. They will really, really try you. They want to test you. They want to see how far they can get what they can get away with. And if you keep doing like this, if you are slacking your boundaries, higher, it is terrible. It's a terrible place to be. It's better to not have boundaries at all. Let everything go. Than you're not doing like this, You're not here, you're not there. You're not here, you're not there. We did the same thing. So if you have told your teenager, this is it, and she flouts it, please, whatever you have said is the consequence for it. Please, let her cry blood. Don't change your feet on it. I know it's hard to do because we love them, but we can't love them and destroy them at the same time. They will try you, they will test boundaries. Oh, they will test boundaries. Trust me, they will test boundaries. They will see how far they can go. Let me give you an example. For maybe you have said to your teenager that, okay, I'm going to let you have a phone, but when it is so and so time, you need to give me the phone. But if you don't give me the phone, I come to your room and I see that you're still on that phone. I'll seize that phone. You will not have it for a month. Please, and don't forget, you're not running a military government. Of course, you have told them that that's what's going to happen because they don't need a body. They don't need it. No, you're not your teenager's friends. That's another mistake that we make. Yeah, you can train together, but you're not their friends. You're their parents. And this insisting on boundary will save you plenty headaches. It will save you plenty headaches. So insist. So if you really now catch that teenager with that phone after you have set time off, please, that thing that you said you will do, you must do it. It's part of your integrity. They may not like you initially, but they're going to come to say thank you to you later. Later, they will come to say thank you to you. Insist on that boundary. Why? Because sometimes, let me tell you why they try you. They want to see, okay, let me see whether this person is really in charge here. They want to see who is in charge. So your teenager has to know that you are still in charge. You're still the mother, you're still the father, you're still the parent. So please this boundary of a thing, please don't joke with it. See, what? They will resist. They can do they can even say mean things. Please don't care. Don't look at their eyes. Don't look at their eyes. Because once they do one, once they get away with one, they will keep getting away with it. And what you're seeking to instill will never be instilled. I don't know whether you understand what I am saying. So their parents, please, later, you should even understand what I am saying now. But let's, in retrospect, those when the things that our parents had this thing to be firm about, that they really had the presence of mind to be firm about, things will come to appreciate them later for it. Things will come to love them more later for it. Of course, we did. And that is how it is with your teenagers. So don't let them use, I know they can say, Mommy, please, or my friends are this. So if you're saying you're withdrawing a privilege because of something that they have done, please withdraw the privilege. They will not die. They will not die. So if you're saying, if you have both agreed that this is what, if this happens, so there has to be ground rules. We have to know who the parent is, who the daughter is, or who, of course, I'm talking about a teenage girl. Insist on boundaries. Insist on it. Follow through. And that leads me to the next one. Follow through on consequences, no matter how hard. And of course, they're going to know what to expect. So you're not running a military, you're not running, it's not a military cantonment. So if they do something, they know what they should expect. So the rules are there. And if you see that is not passing the message across, then you sit down again, change it again until your message is in their hearts. Or for example, you have so those that are old enough to go out on their own, and then you have agreed with them that okay, this is time that you come back to the house. No matter what happens, they must be in the house by that time. Please, whatever consequence that you have agreed that this is the consequence, please throw on it. No matter how hard. Oh, they want to hug you. They will even apologize. Tell them, yes, I received your apology. See, I take it with my full chest. I collect the apology. But this one that you have done, this is it. I am not changing my mind about it. They will love you for it. Then you will gain their heart for it. It will not appear so initially. It will appear like a war initially, but they will come to be grateful for it. Teenagers don't need bodies. They don't need friends in their parents. Your friendship with them is just a relationship to win their hearts too. So not for them to get away with everything. Don't forget that life is not going to let them get away with silly things. I hope you know. And don't forget that you're not raising them for your flat, you're not raising them for your duplex, you're not raising them for you and your husband, you're raising them for the world. So what's gonna happen if you keep excusing them? My daughter learned that the very hard way. I'm sure she will never forget. They went for a competition. I think I've shared the story before. And then that was her first time of a big competition of that level. And then after they had told them stop writing, she still kept writing. She wasn't even this age that time. And then the invitor, do you know what she did? Tore the scripts. It was a hard time for her, but I know that lesson is gonna stick. I don't know whether you get what I mean, because that's the rule. Stop writing. You're still writing. Tore our script. She said, "Oh, mommy, I prepared art for that competition." And oh, I'm sorry, my darling. I am so sorry that this happened to you, but I hope you picked the lesson. Because life won't make excuses for them. Why are we making excuses for them? Don't. They won't die. They didn't make their bed. Let them come back and come and make it. They didn't do their chores. What consequence did you attach to not doing chores? It is simple, really. You don't hate them. You don't hate them. You're seeking to connect with them on a boundary level, on a consequence level. Because of course you know that life won't make excuses. Oh, do you mean to say that they get home, they grow up and they are working with somebody or for somebody and they have the latitude to come late and then the person they will just tell the person I'm sorry and that's the end of it? Of course, you know that that's not the end of it. I once worked with a boss that if you were late, as at the time he was supposed to pick you up somewhere, he would deduct that day wages from your money. And how much was the entire money? So why are you making them that life will excuse them? They will curse you for it though. I pray that they don't curse us. So let them know life is not going to excuse them. Life is not going to, of course, you must have done before you start insisting on boundaries. Let them know what the boundaries are. It must not be blurry. That's another point I want to make. It mustn't be blurry. It mustn't be what is not clear. They must know you do this, this is what was going to happen. You do this, this will definitely follow. Because life won't make excuses for them. I like someone to put that in comment section for me if you're listening, if you're watching live. Life will not make excuses for your teenagers, so don't make it for them. Some of us learned that the hard way. Some of us learned it the hard way. So can we teach our girls early? Can we? And don't forget, as I said when I wanted to start this club, I said it's about doing better. It's fine. The mistakes that we made is fine. Our mistakes is fine. But can we do better? So that they can avoid those mistakes rather. Life won't make excuses for your teenagers. So you have no business making for them. You have no business making for them. All right. So the next one I'm going to talk about, you have to love through all of the flaws and insecurities of teenage. Oh yeah. This is so key. Love them through all of the flaws and insecurities. And let me tell you, they are battling with a lot of insecurities. I was in session with them for over 2 hours today. The things I had. I'm just like, hey, what's really going on? Oh, they think I'm a doll. They think I am ugly. They think I am this. And because all of them are still in secondary school, so their hair is cut like my own. And I wonder who told them that having a haircut is such a terrible thing. Probably because they want to grow up so fast. The rate at which, if you have a girl in this house, of course you know what I'm saying. The rate at which they want to grow up so fast is alarming. And I said, chill, you're still gonna get several years to do this adulting of a thing. Love them. Their parents. Love them through their insecurities. And what is love? It's patient, it's kind, it's considerate, doesn't keep repeating, doesn't take account of evil done to it. So love them through all of their insecurities, all of their flaws. Oh, they are beautifully flawed, just like each and every one of us. So, but which one of us would want to be loved less because of our flaws? No one. We all want to. So why are we expecting them to be perfect? Why are we expecting them to be? They won't be perfect. And it's funny. Let me tell you my experience. Sometimes I'm at work and I'm just eager to get home to my daughter and everything. And I get on, I'm like, okay, then she does something that I don't like. And I begin to kind of, I see myself withdrawing that affection. I say, are you okay? So, okay, because she has done something that you don't like now. So, has it diminished the love you have? I don't know whether who understands what I'm trying to say. But maybe I'm the only one that it happens to. You're really, we eager to go home to them, and then you get home to their house, and then they don't do something, and that's being conditional. Do you understand what I am saying? So love them. I love you. I've missed you. Can we not get back to what you're supposed to do? I know. I just catch myself. I say, okay, for me, you know what? Just come on. They can't be perfect. So love them through their flaws. Love them through their insecurities. Love them through all of it. Love them. They will come to thank you for it. I was on Facebook the other day, and then a girl was talking about how that her mom will always just come to their interhouse and come to their interhouse sport, come to their I think it was interhouse what she mentioned, and now that she never missed any of her interhouse sport, and they actually always feel loved. The girl, according to her, she went to a very expensive school, but she was saying that she didn't even remember all of the expenses, but she just remembered the tangibility of that love. Do you understand? Let your teenagers feel the tangibility of your love. I've taught us in this class how to love your teenager. It is how she's loving you. That's how she wants to receive the love. If she's a huggy, you to hug her back. Yes. If she does things for you, you to do things for her. If she wants to say, Mommy, I want to spend time with you. Mommy, what happened to your day? Mommy, this. You to do that to her. She's telling you she wants to love, how she wants you to love her. Then if she does things for you, oh, Mommy, we have kids like that. Who's going to agree with me? Kids that eager to do things for you. You're preparing for, Mommy, let me do your wig. Mommy, let me clean your act of service. Or they will have one that touch. Mommy, see physical touch. And you have one that was of affirmation. Oh, Mommy, you are beautiful. Oh, Mommy, you are this. Oh, Mommy, you are that. She's telling you that that's how she wants you to she wants you to love her too. But do we notice these things? My mother comes to say, she just comes to say, oh yeah, hug me. And then she hugs everybody in the house. I say, Father, Lord. Do you understand? Through their insecurity, there's some things that she will just come. Your daughter can just come. If she's a huggy type, something is bothering her, she just comes and she just wants that hug. Please don't push her away. Don't push her away. Which of us will feel good if we go to our spouses for a hug and then they push us away? But how many times have we pushed our daughters away by not loving them enough, or by not loving them in the way they desire to be loved? It's one thing to think that you're loving them, but is your teenager feeling your love? Because you want to connect. Don't forget, it is a heart connection. Once you gain that heart, you can guide that. It is easy now. It is when let me just break this in Nigerian palace. It's like when you see somebody has a moon button, right? When somebody has a moon button, there's nothing you can't do. That is the same thing I'm trying to pass across. So have the moon button of your teenage girls. Simple. And then you watch how guidance will be so easy. Watch how they'll be so pliable. Watch how they will not stress themselves over the things that other girls stress themselves over, because things are really happening. I'm not even trying to scare us. Things are really happening. There are secondary school hostels there are secondary schools that are just girls, and girls that are into lesbianism big time. I'm not scaring you. It is what I have heard. So please gain their hearts. It will save us a lot of headache. Love them through their flaws, their insecurities, the way they piss us off. Oh, mine pisses me off. I think I've said it. It's not every time they will do what, but you know what? Despite whether they piss you off, they don't. So even when you are enforcing your boundary, enforcing your consequence, you're still loving that and that. Then and then alone, rather, gain the heart. Love them. Let them feel the tangibility. Let them see. Let them not doubt. So many of us doubted our parents' love. I know that for a fact. We're not sure, but they did love us. Oh, they did love us. In the sacrifices they made, they did love us. But we doubted. Why? Because we didn't feel it. Do you understand what I am saying? Because we didn't feel it. We didn't feel the tangibility. We didn't feel it. We weren't sure. In short, if they ask many millennials, so many of our millennials, if you were born between 1980s and 1980s and all of that, you're a millennial. So many of us, we were not sure. We were not sure. We were just not sure. And that's why some of the mistakes that we made, we even made them. That's the truth of the matter. But can we correct that error in our children? I hope that we're learning. All right, what else? I think that's the last one. So I said, tone down on the guilt, on the shaming, and on references to past errors. Parent of teenagers, Vico, I beg you, tone it down to gain their heart. Tone it down. I think it's there in the scriptures. All things are passed away. So that particular behavior, that particular negative, I know that I also still struggle with this. I am not coming from a place of perfection. I'm saying, can we learn together? Can we all get better together? That is the essence of all these classes. I am not a perfect parent. I tell my daughter I'm not a perfect parent, but I'm a parent willing to learn. And I admit my weaknesses, I admit my vulnerabilities. But when it comes to when the stakes are down, I still assert my role as a parent because God has given me you to parent. So that I made mistakes or that I am making mistakes doesn't make me a bad parent. I'll still put my foot down and still do what is right. Do you understand? So that is the gospel I am also bringing to you as well. So tone it down on the guilting, on the shaming. Please tone it down. Tone it down completely. Let it be completely relegated. On making reference to past errors. Oh, I know that when our parents were making reference to our past mistakes, we didn't like it. So what makes you think that your teenager likes it? So when you keep hammering on something that's happened last week, last month, last year, that's how you did last week. Uncle, what is it? What is it? Are you a scene recorder? You're not a scene recorder. So tone it down. You did it last week, oh, you did it last month, last year. I warned you, I warned you. You still do it again, and then you keep making reference. You will not gain the heart by that. You won't gain. Rather, you just get a name as someone that keeps record of wrongdoings. If God keeps record of our wrongdoings, where are we gonna be? And don't forget, I said follow the God pattern, pursue after them like God. So if God keeps our records, where are we gonna be? Same thing. We're gonna run from that God, yeah. We go to him in prayer, and then the first thing says is that, see, last week, that's why I did not do this one last week. Oh. The next time we go, and I say, that's our last time you don't do it. Will you go again? Will you go again? I am not going to go again. So, what's the difference? Is our Father in heaven. We are our children's parents on earth. Do you understand? So, that is it. So, that is it. Tone down the guilting, the shaming, all those things that we say because we're angry. The next time you're really angry with your teenager, go and drink water, please, I beg you. The next time you're really hungry and then you're provoked to say something that's not kind, please go and drink water. When water fills your stomach, you will calm down. Then you'll be like, okay, can we have this conversation? So please, I beg us. We are not going to gain their hearts by that. You keep, what has happened? Some of us, we are so funny. And what you don't know is that these kids too, they keep records. Mommy said this last week. Mommy said this 2 weeks ago. Mommy said it. What is it? She won't come to you. She'd rather go to that friend. And do you know? That's the question. What the friend is saying to her. Do you know what the friend is teaching her? So those are the conversations. Tone down the guilting. Don't make them feel so guilty all the time. Don't make them feel so. My daughter will do. Oh, and the moment she says that to me, I just cease fire immediately. I'm not gonna come here to come and lie to you. I know that I'm on this table too. I'm also struggling to raise my daughter. So the moment she goes, I know that I'm already losing her. That means nothing is entering again. Abby, a child that's already doing like this. So what do I do? So I just, I just go back to my military. I just wait. I just go and calm down somewhere. And then I wait for also when everything is cool. Then we can come back to the conversation. After all, nobody died. So their parents, let's tone it down. I know it's hard. African parents, I know. But we can tone it down. With deliberateness, with intentionality, we can tone it down. I hope that we have learned something. We discussed 10 things. I'm just going to run through it. And then don't forget, if it's just one that you pick and work with, definitely something different will happen in your journey. Understand what you're up against, work from that place of that understanding, lower your parenting ego, be in their world and genuinely interested in it, adopt the style of God, pursue after them. Be relational and sincere. Know when to insist on boundaries. Follow through on consequences no matter how hard. Love through all of their flaws and insecurities of teenage. Then tone down on the guilting, on the shaming, and on references to past errors. This reference to past errors, it has to stop. Also, in short, type in the comment section. Reference to past errors has to stop. Maybe if you type that one will stick with you as something that you're gonna go on with. So references to past errors has to stop. I know you may be hard, but it's doable. You need to stop referring to past errors. You need to stop referring to past mistakes. All right. I hope that it was worth your time. I hope that you have learned something. And then we can go back into the community on WhatsApp to drop our learnings for the purpose of people that are not able to join. And don't forget, you can still catch this replay using the same link. And have you bought that book yet? Yes. If you have, I'd like to see your reviews, whether here, whether in the community on WhatsApp. I'd like to see your reviews. Yes, 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 yes. And don't forget, if you got a girl, please bring them on board. Let's journey together. Thank you so much. I see Madam Fumi Ajele. I see Madam Karim. Who else am I seeing that is watching live? All right, you can always catch replay. Thank you for your time. I don't take it for granted. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.